Who are you?
I'm KODONE.
When I started doing art, I remember being in high school and be like, fuck, I gotta spend $8 on these markers, I gotta spend money on these paint, like these canvases, and canvases aren't cheap, you know what I'm talking about? I'm not saying an iPad's cheap, but you gotta think about it, like, I was spending at least like quadruple digits on art, and that's not cheap for like a young kid. But with an iPad, you pay like $700. You have all the tools you need. Like all this shit right here, all this shit's on the iPad. Like all that shit's on the iPad, all that shit's on the iPad. And it's crazy because like literally it's in my bag. I have my whole art studio in my bag pretty much. I remember my brother, he had this iMac. It was like brand new. It was like at that time it was like a crazy investment because my mom bought it for him. So it was like a family computer we'd all share. And this was the era of LimeWire, where you downloaded the song, the title's all fucked up, no cover art, no nothing. So when we downloaded the songs, it would drive me crazy in iTunes that there was no cover art. So what I would do was, I've always been a creative child growing up. So when I would see that there's no cover art, I would just go on Photoshop. It wasn't even Photoshop actually, it was the free version GIMP. So I would get on GIMP, just start downloading random ass pictures, stock photos, pictures of the artist, and I just start mashing shit up. And to take it a step even further, at that time I was really into those like fan-made remixes where people would mash up different artists. I'm talking about like Tupac and let's say Biggie on just some random beat they never rapped on. So I would just do like get a picture of Biggie, get a picture of Tupac, throw them together and just start going crazy on that. And I would do that for every single song, like 10 covers a day.
At what point did you realize you was a really big artist?
Definitely the Atlanta pop-up, seeing the long line and seeing everyone show me like, yo, I got this tattoo right here. People talking about, you're my favorite artist, because I'm from Oklahoma, like I don't really leave the house much. So going from that transition of, being in my bedroom, working on my iPad, working on this project, to going to Atlanta, a place I've never been to before, store I've never been to before, anything like that, and seeing all these people truly blew my mind. I just couldn't even comprehend it.
What was the turning point for you with your art?
2017 when I did the What cover. At that point, I'm from Oklahoma, so like not a lot of people even knew exactly what music that was. But me being a fan at that time, I loved that music so much. So the fact that I got that cover still as a senior, still as a 17, 18-year-old kid, I was really obsessed with schoolwork and all this stuff. So the moment I got that cover, I was like, fuck all this shit. I know what I need to do. I need to go bigger. Like there's no going back after that. Like I needed like what's next? Like I was ready to go to the next big project. So that was a really big driving force for me. That was really like me climbing Mount Everest.
What artists inspire you?
For the most part, I just want to say myself, but usually my inspirations change a bunch, but some main ones are Francis Bacon. He's one of the first artists I've seen where he truly projects his emotions and his life on canvas. And that's really what inspires my personal life pieces, the glasshouse pieces. Murakami, I love his use of all his colors and how big he goes and all those bigger pieces. I would say Picasso's Blue Period. Sort of the same reason with Francis Bacon, how he projects his emotions and what was going on with his life.
Do you have any advice for any upcoming artists?
Keep going, just keep putting out work. Keep putting out work. Don't be a perfectionist, all right? That's one of the biggest things. I understand, if you're naturally a perfectionist, that's fine. I totally understand that. But one of the biggest turning points with me with this certain question was I was working on a canvas piece for about 3 months, trying to be like, using tape measures, doing the absolute most. And the painting was shit. And that's what I'm like, after that, I was like, what's the point of this, That's when I started like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna go like spend a day on this piece, spend a day on this piece, spend 4 hours on this piece. I'm gonna spend 2 hours on this piece. And you know what? The crazy part is comparing the pieces that I spent 2 months on versus the piece that I spent 2 hours on, I would always pick the pieces I only spent 2 hours on because they're more raw, they're more real. I feel like me, when I spend all this time on a piece that I don't want to be spending time on, I feel like that's not the real me.
What is the long-term goal for your brand?
I want to be to the point where whenever you see some kid pull out an iPad and they're drawing on it, someone will be like, oh, you're on your KODONE shit, huh? I want to work on that. I want to be able to be that big. Just how you see a Warhol piece, you can look at a Warhol and you know exactly what that is. I want people to see someone pull out an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and I want people to be like, oh, you're on your KODONE shit. That's what I want to work at. I want to be, you know, the digital art king.
What is KODONE World?
KODONE World is a project that is everything that makes me as an artist all in one spot over the course of the years, all winding down in one project.
He's a dope ass artist and I like his work.
Me and my friends just started like following him on like Instagram.
I got like a few posters of like rappers.
Dude, I love that man so much. I love him. Now he's KODONE.
The art is crazy, you know what I'm saying? Best out in Atlanta. I've never seen something like it.
He's a really good artist and you're a really cool person. It's not just art, it's like culture.
I love your art. Thanks for doing what you do.
You gotta be out here so people can tell you how much we love you, man. This is crazy.
Everything's so fine.
He dropped a whole ass carpet.
Yes, bro. That shit was insane.
I look at the camera, I'm like, damn, this is like high quality shit, man.
Like, he really did that. What's going on?
I'm excited to see what he's got in store for us.
You know, my art has a big deal with like the people participating with it. Because there's people who be like, this is like fine art, this is some like new shit, like Warhol, you know, like it's different, like it's like the way it's presented, and then there's gonna be people who be like, oh, it's just doodles, but it's like at the end of the day, it all comes together, you know, everyone plays their role.